All right, Miss Green's grade 2 sign looks good.
Though not his first rodeo, the challenges facing Principal Eric Sprung of the Cabot Elementary School in Newton were unique heading into this school year.
You're gonna have a great day.
On the first day of school, we want to make a comfortable and warm, welcoming environment for the students. How'd you get such a fancy mask?
Comfort starts with safety. And here, as in many local school districts, creating space by reducing the number of students was the first hurdle.
So that starts with how we place students, making sure we're thinking about how many students are in our classrooms. So it requires a district-wide approach.
Over here, we have tents that we're going to use for mask breaks.
Coordinating that district-wide approach is Newton Superintendent David Fleischman.
I haven't had a weekend off since March, thinking about how do we serve meals to students who are food insecure? How do we distribute technology? Those are things we never had to do before.
Fleischman is also aware that parents are facing unprecedented times when school, traditionally a reliable anchor of consistency, has been anything but.
All of this is an experiment. We're going to make mistakes. One thing I think we've all learned is that you can't do it alone. It's a silver lining during this crisis is that we've never seen families more engaged in education.
That engagement has taken many forms, including for Cabot mom Nikki Chapman, looking after an old friend.
Humpty is a big part of the Cabot culture. So when I had the sewing machine out making family masks, I said to my daughter, I said, "Oh, do you think Humpty should have a mask?" And she was like, "Yeah."
Prior to Cabot's reopening, masking Humpty was a simple activity to get her kids out of the house. But now, as he welcomes hundreds of kids back to school, it's a reminder how we are all adapting to these difficult times.
Students come to school, and even behind masks, you could see that there's a smile on students' faces, and you could see the enjoyment that teachers have as they're able to connect to students in person, and that's what it's all about for me. Have a great day!
Newton consistently ranks among the best public school systems in Massachusetts, with financial and other resources that aren't available in many other districts. But here at Lena Park Community Center in Boston, 2 women have shown what's possible when motivated parents unite and think outside the box.
When remote learning came about, I was really thinking that I was Superwoman. And the fact of the matter is that it was difficult because there were things that my daughter was learning that I had to go and Google.
If you Google Julia Mejia, you'll see the Boston City Councilor made headlines in 2019 after winning her seat by just 1 vote. And again with these heartwarming TikTok videos made during quarantine with her daughter. But much more impressive than her dance moves are the moves she's made to support her daughter's remote education, along with another mother, Sharita Fauché.
There's a global pandemic, right? And how do you give your kids reassurance when it feels like the sky is falling?
And so we heard from a lot of parents who were frustrated, and there were a lot of parents who didn't even know how to speak English.
When the fear falls numb inside.
Fauché and Councilor Mejia decided to take matters into their own hands, researching options to support their children's remote learning. They discovered some parents uniting in communal learning units called pods.
That there's nothing like a mother fighting for her child. And I think when we started hearing about learning pods, there was this whole idea of it would be unattainable for Black and brown and low-income families, right? And I think for us, we always felt like whenever anyone says no, that's like just saying, I dare you to.
That's who we are as people. We're resilient people. And so we make ways out of no ways, and we just do what we need to do.
We were just talking about what the possibilities could be on Friday, and by Sunday, we had the location, we had community partners, we had parents that are really gung-ho and excited to join the pod.
Mama told me the sun shines brighter right after the rain. And
you can't replace schools, right? So, there's no thought about that. It's how do we do something until we're able to resume back to in-person learning fully.
There's a myth that everything that deals with Black and brown always has to be poor, and we're trying to show the brilliance that exists within this community.
And to see the smiles on little people's faces and the joy after watching them for months and months at a time struggle is a beautiful thing, and it's a really emotional thing because our kids have gone through a lot.
And the fact that we took matters into our own hands might not be a big deal in the grand scheme of things, but it is a big deal to those 20 working families who wouldn't have any other option right now.
The Lena Park Pod has created an active distance learning community. Parents pitch in, and in addition to academics, students engage in activities focused on self-image and empowerment. Last week, Boston Public Schools announced a plan to begin a phased return to in-person learning beginning in February. Coming up, a therapist counsels families while homeschooling her own kids.